Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're talking about finding a rate from a ratio table. So, again, when we see the word rate, we automatically think and know that we're going to need a fraction. So, rate is fraction. But we also know it's going to need to be with labels, meaning we just need to know what that numerator means. It's not just 3 what? And we got to know what that denominator means. Now it says find the ratio, the ratio table shows the cost. This is the ratio table down here. The cost for different amounts of artificial turf. Find the unit rate. This tells me my denominator at the end needs to equal 1, which means basically I'm going to convert my fraction to a decimal. Convert to decimal. All right, I'm trying to write up because I need to end right here because I'm going to start illustrating some stuff. But here's some things just by reading the question I already have in mind to be able to set up my goal. So I know I need a fraction, so I'm just going to write a fraction bar. And now I have to figure out what goes on top, what goes on bottom. Now I usually pay like $5 per item. So here, dollars normally goes in the numerator. So it might feel backwards to you because the dollars is in the lower part of the table, but that's okay. What we have here is kind of a table that could throw us. We just have to remember how things are normally written. I don't say it's $1 or one item for $5. I could, but normally I say it's $5 per item. Okay, so I like to go ahead and keep that in mind as I move forward. Now, from here, what I got to do is I got to figure out how in the world are they going from one to the other in the table. So if I notice this, I'm multiplying by 4 to get from 25 to 100. And to go from 100 to 400, I'm also multiplying by 4. To go from 400 to 1600, I'm also multiplying by 4. So the good news is I have that common factor. It's 4. All right. Sorry, lost myself there. Uh, the same thing's happening down here. If you notice, multiply 100 times 4, you get 400. And the reason I'm doing this is I need to make sure it has this common factor because that way my ratio, if it works for one, it's going to work for the other. Since all of these have 4 as the common multiple, that means I can use this to say, well, I've got 100 here for my cost, $100 for every 25 square feet. That means I need to solve this as a unit rate. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this fraction into a decimal, which means I just take my numerator divided by my denominator, and that's going to get me 4. So basically, I now have my answer. My answer is 4, but this is just a ratio, okay? Um, I have to remember and figure out what all this actually means. So where did this 4 come from? Well, it would be the same thing as saying 4 over 1. So the 4 is actually related to this 100, so I got to look up here. The 100 was dollars, so I got to say, okay, so since the 4 is related to the 100 was dollars, that means this 4 is also dollars. So that's $4. Then what was this 25 related to? The 25 is related to square feet. So I'm just going to write square feet. Now you have to just remember that the abbreviation for square feet is FT to the second. Okay, that's just something to get used to. We do use it a lot in math and computation and science classes, things like that. So just get used to it if you aren't yet. And this is actually my answer. This is saying $4 per square foot. Now, I could also write it as $4 and actually write out per feet squared or square foot. I could write it as $4 over a square foot. And those are the three main ways. I usually write it with a big slash because it just reminds me per $4 per square foot. If you have any questions, make sure you email me tonight so I can get them incorporated in tomorrow's lesson. Stay safe out there, guys, and enjoy the rest of your evening.